For this block, we are going to make a ribbon lattice block. You will need a 7-inch square of fabric, and I have marked it 1/2 inch away from each of the sides so that I will not put any of my ribbon close to where the final seam is going to be. You will need 4 pieces of 1-inch ribbon that are cut to 7 inches, and you will need 4 pieces of 1-inch ribbon that are cut to 14 inches. For the 14-inch ribbon, we want them to be more sturdy because that's the part that is going to be manipulated. So we are folding them in half and stitching them across the sides and the top. Just use a regular stitch length. It's not necessary to back stitch. And you can use your regular presser foot to accomplish this. Set my machine so that my needle is always down. Turn the corner. You can do this with 3 separate seams, but it will be more secure if you do it with 1 seam for the whole piece of ribbon. Now I have my 4 14-inch pieces of ribbon stitched so that they are double strength, which is going to make it last longer. Take your base 7-inch block that you've marked and lay your 4 pieces of 7-inch ribbon down on top of it. You can pin or clip. Notice that I am making sure that my edges of the ribbon are nowhere close to where my final stitch line is going to be. You are going to stitch these in place using a 1/4-inch seam. That seam will be hidden inside of the regular seam when we sew the blocks together. This lays the ribbons down flat, while the top ribbons will be more flexible and something that can be used to actually create the lattice effect. So now I'm going to sew the other side. Now we want to take the ribbons that you've sewn and we want to sew in the raw edges to the edge of your square. Position them so that they are not close to the 1/2-inch seam and make them fairly even across your block. You can pin or clip in place, or you can just wing it if that's your thing. If that's how you can do it and make them evenly spaced, then that's just fine. I'm clipping mine in place. And remember, we're only going to stitch on one side of these, and we have lined up the raw edges of the ribbon with the raw edges of your 7-inch block. These edges are free and will remain free so that they can be used for lattice work. Remember though, when you get ready to sew this to the rest of your blocks, you're going to want to fold this loose end out of the way so it does not accidentally get stitched in when you make that seam. So I would just pin them out of the way to make sure that doesn't happen. And that's how we make a lattice ribbon block.